Hello friends, today we are going to see about Badal Sircar, one of the most famous Indian theatre practitioners. And I'm sure some of you must have heard of Badal Sircar. He is a very big name in Indian theatrical history. He is from West Bengal. He is mainly known for his concept of a new kind of theatre called the third theatre. Originally, Badal Sircar was a civil engineer, and he was sometimes involved with Communist Party of India. His magnum opus is Evam Indrajit, and that play talks about the failed aspirations of middle class people, a kind of existential play. When he formed his own theatre group named Sadapti, he started experimenting with plays. He started experimenting with themes and techniques. And he came out with a new concept, as I said earlier, a new concept called third theta. He felt the first theta, which is the indigenous theta, has all the radical elements as far as techniques are concerned. The communication between the actor and the audience is very much possible in the first theatre, which is the village theatre or the traditional theatre or the indigenous theatre. In the second theatre, which he says as the city-born theatre or the Western theatre, deals with a lot of radical themes, very different kind of themes, socially relevant themes. But the problem is communication doesn't take place much because of something called fourth wall, which separates the audience from the actors. So he wants to address these problems, and he wants to bring in a fusion of the best practices of these two theaters, and he got an idea and he came out with a concept called third theater. Friends, now we look at the characteristics of third theater. As I say, Badal Sarkar wanted to create a social relevant theatre, a theatre which would address social problems, which would bring in social changes. He believes that theatre is a very powerful tool which can bring about a lot of changes in the society. So, this is his philosophy, this is his conviction. And this third theatre has certain elements, certain characteristic features. He doesn't want the audience to come and watch a play for some time and then go away. It insists on the participation. You remember that in the first theatre, in the indigenous theatre, there's a lot of communication because the acting space is very limited. Mostly, space is created among the audience, and the actors will be acting within that space. So there's a lot of communication which happens there. So, since the third theatre borrows this concept, it wants the participation of audience in its place. So this is one of the unique features of third theatre. And this third theatre is anti-proscenium in nature. What does he mean by that? The proscenium theatre is the city theatre where you have a raised platform where people uh, enact, where people go and act. And the audience is submerged in reality, I mean, submerged in darkness. So they are seated somewhere below, and when the play opens, when the play starts, the lights are turned off, so they are submerged in darkness. And Badal Sarkar doesn't want to create an illusion of reality. He says, if the focus of theater, I mean, if the focus is to create illusion of reality, theaters cannot do it much better than films. Films with all the technology can create that illusion of reality in much more effective way. So he knows, like he wants to impress upon the audience that this is a play, you're watching a play, and he doesn't want them to have any illusion of reality. He doesn't want them to expect an illusion of reality. And third theta is portable and flexible because they use very few stage properties, and they take all these properties and they go to different places. They travel uh, across West Bengal. They enact the plays in the most unusual places because they do not have to use a lot of stage properties. And the emphasis here is given to human body. They don't believe in stage properties. And then the kind of language which is used is theatrical. As I said, he wants the audience to know that they're watching a play. So, according to him, there's nothing wrong in using a theatrical language. As we discussed earlier, it is the fusion of the East and the West, the indigenous theatre from the East and the proscenium theatre from the West. And it also uses a lot of techniques like joining episodes in the form of collage, like the use of fantasy, humor, and you also have the introduction of stage managers. So all these things are effectively used to create a social consciousness among the audience. I'm sure you must have understood certain ideas, must have got certain ideas about the concept of third theta. Thank you so much.